There are three huge dangers of Medicare supplement plans that nobody on YouTube is talking about. And yes, I know you already know about Medicare supplement higher premiums and that they don't cover dental, vision, and hearing and blah, blah, blah. That's not it. These dangers are so rarely mentioned that a lot of people never realize that they exist until their bill arrives in the mail and it's way more than they thought it would be. Here's danger number one. Did you know that most Medicare supplement plans raise their premiums twice a year? Not one time, twice. You probably don't know that because most people are trying to sell you a Plan G and they don't tell you that. The prices go up once every year to keep up with the general inflation and another time each year in an adjustment for your age. Now this is true in almost every state. There are a few exceptions. Some states don't do this, but in almost every state it's going up twice a year. And these increases tend to be around say 5 to 15%. But every supplement plan is free to choose how much it's going to raise its premiums as long as it clears it with the Department of Insurance. It has to prove that it has the right to raise them, but they can raise it as much as they need to. Let me show you some numbers here. Here are the Medigap Plan G increases from some major insurance companies over the years. I took the company names out so that I won't get in trouble, but let's just say that you know who these companies are and you would recognize their names if I showed them here. But look at these bars here. Each of these little bars is a yearly rate increase and the colors are the different years. So you can see that none of them are under the 4% mark, right? They're increasing more than that. That means that every year, every one of these three major companies is raising their rates by at least 5%. And on the high end, they'll get as high as 12% in just one single year. We are seeing double-digit rate increases that exceed 10%. If your premium is rising by 10% every year, then in less than 10 years, you are going to double the amount of money that you're paying for your supplement. So let me give you an example. Let's assume that you start at $150 a month. Here's a picture of how things will develop if it's a strict 10% increase every year. In the hypothetical example, your premium would double at around year 9 and continue to spiral from there. Also, do you see how each year the increases are faster and faster the older that you get? It's accelerating for age and because you're multiplying a percentage on top of a larger premium. And that's why if you're thinking about enrolling in a Medicare supplement plan, don't fall into the trap of only looking at your initial premium. Whatever it is that the agent tells you you're going to pay today, I can tell you that'll be the lowest price that you'll ever pay for your Medicare supplement plan because it is extremely rare that prices go down. Prices always go up. The second danger is that switching between Medicare supplement companies can be difficult. You're probably aware by now that switching from Medicare Advantage plans to a Medicare supplement plan can be difficult, but did you know that normally it's just as hard to switch between one supplement company and another supplement company? And yes, that's even if it's for the same plan. So you could be in a Plan G and say, I want to move to another Plan G with another company to reduce the amount that I'm paying for my monthly premium, and you could be denied. They'll ask you if you're in a nursing facility, if you're getting home health care services, if you have any sorts of illnesses or chronic illnesses, whether or not you've been treated for cancer, for Parkinson's, kidney disease, or if you have been hospitalized in the last 2 years. In some cases, the last 3 years. So there's a whole bunch of questions and conditions. And if you can't pass through those, you have to stay with what you have, even if the company that you chose keeps raising the rate, and you know, hey, now I'm paying $300 a month, but I could switch over here and only pay $175 a month. If you have any of those conditions that prevent you from passing through underwriting means that they are asking questions and that you are able to successfully answer them so that they will accept you. If they won't accept you, then you have to stay with your more expensive Medicare supplement. And I do believe that medical underwriting isn't as scary as some people make it sound, but if you have any of these serious conditions or you've had a health scare in the last few years, you typically will not be able to switch between Medicare supplement plans. Now, there is one really big loophole that I'm going to share with you. Some states have what they refer to as the birthday rule. It was made famous in California. It now is in many other states, but it allows you to switch to another Medicare supplement plan of the same letter without going through medical underwriting during a certain time frame around your birthday. In total, there are 16 states with rules like this that allow us to work around your birthday to help you change your Medicare supplement plan. And so if you want to pause the video here and check out if your state is included, then go ahead. But for people outside of these states, you may have to pass through medical underwriting if you want to switch to a lower priced Medicare supplement plan in your area. Now, before I go on to the third hidden danger, let me just jump in here real quick and say that if you're finding this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up button. That not only helps our channel, but it also helps this video to reach people who need to be aware of these lesser known dangers in Medicare supplement plans. The third and final danger of Medicare supplement plans is falling into what I'm going to call the insurance death spiral. It sounds scary, right? So what does it mean? First of all, you have to understand how insurance companies work, so stay with me here for just a second. Enrollees, or people who have the plan, pay premiums to the plan, which helps the plan to share the costs across everyone and also make some money. That's how insurance companies work, right? They are putting together what is called a risk pool, which is a pool of people, and they're managing that risk and equalizing the payments. One person will pay and not use it, another person will pay and use a lot. So the plan uses the money to balance out this risk and also take some money for themselves. If there's a big group of enrollees or people who are paying for the plan, then it can make it really stable because they can balance out the costs across the board. This way, the big group of healthy people have almost no claims and they make up for any people who are really sick that have a lot of claims. However, if a Medicare supplement plan stops acquiring new enrollees or doesn't have enough people in the risk pool, it can turn into what I'm calling a death spiral, because this means that there are no more young and healthy people coming in, and the plan is getting more and more expensive as the people in the plan age and get sicker. This is what happened to the Plan F. The Plan F used to be the plan that everyone wanted, and then they said, well, in 2020, that no longer could you enroll in a Plan F if you didn't have Medicare before 2020. So with the Plan F, all of the people are getting older, none of the younger people are allowed to join it, and so the claims are getting more and more and more, and there isn't an offset of people paying premiums that aren't needing services. I have seen some Plan Fs in the last few years, in the last 5 years, go up by 300% in a short time. I've seen people that are stuck on these plans now because they need to go through medical underwriting to switch to a Plan G or some other plan, and many of the people I have met didn't realize that they were stuck because things were fine. They had their Plan F, and then they had, a health event, or they had to be hospitalized for something. At the same time, their Plan F continued to rise because that was happening to other people, but they couldn't switch to a Plan G. If they weren't in a state that had a birthday rule, they could not change without going through medical underwriting. The other place that I've seen this happen is with an insurance company that decides that they are going to come out with a new plan and just leave their old plan where it is. This happens frequently. We see insurance companies, their rates start to increase, and so they say, okay, this rate is getting too high to attract new people. We are going to essentially leave everyone who's in that plan there, and we're going to come out with a new plan. And if those people don't move to it or can't move to it, then they'll be stuck and their rates are going to keep going up. Now the insurance company can attract new people because they have a lower rate. So many big insurance companies have multiple plans, and that's what they're doing, is every few years they're coming out with a new plan with a low rate, it fills up, and then the rates start to rise, they come out with another new plan with a low rate. I see it as kind of a game in the system, but it creates a situation where the people who already have a plan and are stuck on that plan, they get into that insurance death spiral because the rates keep getting higher and higher. The people in the group need more and more claims. They need more and more services, and no one new is coming into the group, and that is a huge problem. So how can you avoid all of this? Well, I would say the best thing you can do is choose a Medicare supplement plan from a larger company that has a history and a reputation of doing right. Don't just look at the premiums, because some of the smaller or lesser known companies will use a low premium to get you in, and then they know that they're going to have to raise the rates. So don't buy a Medicare supplement plan on premium alone. Be careful of the lure. I grew up in a small town, country town in Utah, and I went fishing with my dad, and we would throw a shiny lure in the water, and we would, jiggle it to make it flash and catch the sun, and then a fish would come and bite it. Don't be the fish in the story. Don't bite onto a remarkably low premium when you're not looking at the history of the insurance company that you're buying it from. You don't want to end up in the insurance death spiral. So make sure you're watching out for these 3 things with Medicare supplements. Number 1, understand and know about the double rate increase, the inflation increase and the age-based increase. You usually will get 2 increases a year. Number 2, know the challenges in switching plans, that depending on the state you live in, you may not be able to move between Medicare supplement plans or even between Medicare supplement insurance companies if you have health conditions. And number 3, the dreaded insurance death spiral. Understand that it's really important the insurance company you choose, because you don't want to end up in the insurance death spiral. Now, if you want to find out why some of the people here on YouTube are purposefully hiding these facts in order to line their own pockets, then watch this video right over here.